What's up, guys? My name's Doofus Mcdooface, and let's do a tier list for ranked of the current masterminds. What's up, guys? My name's Doofus Mcdooface, and today's video will be a tier list for masterminds in ranked. This will just be focused on ranked only, so I do not have hybrid here, just in case you were wondering. And I'm going to be speeding through it. I'm just going to go with what I'm thinking. This is my opinion, and it's probably wrong. But without further ado, bam, Megamind. I'm going to randomly pick them so you don't know which I'm going to do. Megamind, Mastermind. +1 gold, and you can get any of the others. I'm going to start with A. I think Megamind's a really solid mastermind if you know how to play them. So for me personally, I think I'm like 8 out of 10 with most masterminds. So I think I'm pretty good. But you give me certain masterminds and I'm complaining and I'm not very happy. So Megamind is in my A tier. Next, let's go Stash. I'm putting Stash in S tier. I don't love it. I don't like Stash, and it's because of how good it is. I feel like Stash just takes a little bit of the out of the player out of the game. I think it takes the player out of the game. Like you can have a perfect play and then they stash, and there's nothing you can do about that, right? How can you know if your opponent has the stash mastermind? And then how can you know if they're gonna use stash? So then it's like it's in your mind the whole time. Like if you're playing somebody who's like a stash dedicated ranked player, you're like, oh, okay, well, if we send 14, I should just end come king, not real send, because they might have stash. But for those reasons, stash has to be S tier. And the win rate has definitely proven that. Fiesta, I'm putting C tier. I'm making a statement. I think Fiesta stinks right now if we're looking at win rate. Now, of course, with the proper player, Fiesta can be S tier, A tier, really good. I think the amount of gold you lose, right? The amount of gold you lose, um, I just don't think it's that good. And I know I'm biased because I'm a Fiesta main and my win rate with it has been really bad. I think Fiesta in the current meta is not that strong. Check Drakbot, and it will prove that I'm fairly right. The only people that are saying Fiesta is good is high elo. You look at the next 99% of players, and statistically, Fiesta stinks. And another one, right? This is another situation. Kingsguard. I'm going to put Kingsguard in that same position. I enjoy Kingsguard, but if we're looking purely at ranked win rates, it's not that good. But then again, I'm going to put it in B. I changed my mind. I do like Kingsguard, and I think I'm probably winning more with Kingsguard than Fiesta. Because, like, if you're a Fiesta, you have one style, right? You sort of have one style of gameplay. You need to be a professional leaker and hope that you can carry the late game. It's not like you're going to enable anyone. But with Kingsguard, you could enable someone, and you're also offering the Kingsguard. I still, when I'm looking at win rates, it's not too good. So I like Kingsguard in B, maybe a C plus if I had it, and then a Fiesta in like a C minus. But for now, Kingsguard, B, Fiesta, C. Redraw. It's either A or S tier. I'm going to go A for now. And I think if I put it in S tier, it would be because I'm biased, because I lost to Aviator recently, who had redraw, and he just kept getting the perfect unit on the perfect wave. And then I played Pakistan, and he also redrawed the perfect units, and it felt like chaos. And it's like, ugh. It's just so unfortunate when you have the perfect send. You have the perfect send wave. They have no units for wave 16, let's say, right? They have no AoE. And then they pull out pyros and flowers. And you're thinking, how did they do that? And you look after the game and they were redraw. Or you look after the game and they were chaos. So I think when it comes to these RNG luck based masterminds, I'm going to put them in A. right? I think they're really good, and the odds of you getting screwed over as redraw or chaos, not that high, right? If you play them correctly, they're really, really strong. I feel like they're pretty solid in the A. And I mean, chaos and redraw, I mean, they're pretty interchangeable, right? I don't think I really need to talk that much about chaos. Next, let's move on to champion, one of the not A tier masterminds. I'm gonna put this in C. I think it's right around Fiesta. Like, yes, with a good player and a really good role, it could work, but I just don't think it's that good. I think it's so role dependent on getting that perfect unit to start the game with. You definitely do not want to wait to use your champion. You have to use the champion first couple of waves, if not the first wave, right? For it to be worth. And even when you have champion, you can still leak, right? Does it even give you that extra worker? I feel like if you're playing champion purely for that sixth worker or seventh worker guaranteed, other masterminds might do better to get that sixth or seventh worker. So I don't know. Me personally, never been a huge fan of champion, and there's never been anything in ranked that has ever made me believe it's that good, right? It's not like I've ever seen, oh my god, you see that amazing chaos player? Yes, I've seen that. You know that amazing stash player? Definitely seen that. That amazing champion player? Nope. And that leads me to Saboteur. Probably the worst. I'm going to go with the worst mastermind. And this one I'm going with a lot of the feedback. I almost want to pull up Drakbot just to show this mastermind is used by like 4% of the rank. I could be going crazy. I might be exaggerating. But the last time I checked, Stash, the previous patch, had like 40,000 players. Saboteur had 3,800. It had a minute percentage of players. And the reason is because you need king ups, right? Like once again, this is like I think Saboteur and Fiesta are totally different. But like Fiesta, you need teammates to play a certain way or you're taking massive king damage, right? If your teammate leaks when you leak and you're Fiesta, bad situation. When you're Saboteur, you need your teammate to do king ups or send aggressively with you, right? If you guys just take a ton of king and you can't do anything about it, right? It's the mid game, right? And it's let's income king. Your teammate better save all their mythium to king up, or you guys are going to die. The income is nice, but I do not think it's worth it. Saboteur, you're in the D tier. Another one that I'm not feeling that great about lately is Yolo. I'm not going to overreact. This is with the new current Yolo, with no reroll. I'm not going to react and put it in D or C. I'm going to put it in B. YOLO without a reroll, I just don't like it. I've seen some really, really bad rolls to the point where taking a -8, right? Or alt F4 and just taking the loss on wave 1 might be better than playing with that roll. Because that's how I felt recently with my first YOLO of this current patch. I didn't have any pierce damage. I didn't have any ranged DPS. And it's not like I can risk one income anymore for a roll. I'm just cooked. I just have to play enabler. I just have to hope that my teammate, who also was YOLO with the really bad roll, not a good idea to do 2 YOLOs. That's why I'm not overreacting and putting in C or D. But it's still good with a good roll, but definitely not in the A or the S where I used to think YOLO was pre this taking away the roll situation. Scrapper. Another one, I'm going to try to not be biased. I'm going to put it in B for now. I've actually had a couple of good Scrapper games, and I've really enjoyed it, but I don't want to overreact and put it too high. And I don't want to put it too low because no need to put it too low. It's been pretty good for me. I would like to see Scrapper Egg, and that might put it higher. Right? I really want to see Scrapper Egg, where you don't have Carl, you don't have Pirate Skeleton, and I could just Scrapper and do Egg on wave 2, wave 3. Right? That's what I really want to see. And I feel like that could push Scrapper into the A or S tier. But for now, I'm going to put it in the middle of the pack. It's good Mastermind, fairly balanced. The only downside is that if Pawn Shop is a spell, well, you can't take it, right? Because, I mean, I guess you can take it, but then your Mastermind sort of is dead after the first 10 waves of the game. So that's the only downside to Scrapper. Other than that, I really like it. I like being able to sell my stuff. And me being a tier 1 spammer, I think it's going to make me a better player to play a lot of Scrapper and sell those stinking tier 1s. Cartel. Speaking of losing something after wave 10, massive income loss after wave 10. But is it A or B? I think it's going to be B. I think Cartel is B. I really like Cartel. But I will say, and it's always been this way, if you get starved or if you are not in the lead or super ahead, the game is almost guaranteed to be over after wave 11. And I'm not sure there's any other mastermind that will put you so far ahead or so far behind like Cartel. Like even Fiesta, you could leak a ton with Fiesta and not be completely dead after wave 11. But if Cartel, you're in 4th place and then you lose your 30, 40 income, whatever it is, now you're not in 4th place. You're in the next game, right? You've already lost, right? You're going to have to sui at some point. You're going to have to full push workers into someone else because you're out, right? However, you can still get super far ahead and you could be on fire and it's amazing. It's really in the middle, balanced. Depends how you're played, right? Are they starving you? Do they know your cartel? Or do they let you get super far ahead and your income is in the 250s, 300s, and you've got 22 workers on 11 and you're having a great time? I don't know. Castle, I'm going to put A. I'll put Castle above Cartel. I think it's in the A tier. And yeah, I mean it's so boring. I despise Castle, just like I despise Chaos and Redraw. But it wins. And when I play it, I normally win with it, right? It makes me play a little bit safer. I don't make as many errors. And then when we get to the 11 and on, right, the mid game, I'm getting that free bonus income. Right? I'm getting a massive bonus income. And I'm in a great position. I think Castle is decently balanced. Like I feel like it's good in A tier. I don't think it's overly abused. So even though I think it's really strong, I like it in the A tier. And it's not the antithesis. It's not the opposite of Saboteur and like a billion people are playing it because you have to have a special palette to play Castle. And I don't unless I really want to win, and even so I probably still don't want to play it. And I'm gonna go with Greed here. I really, really like Greed, dude. I really, really like Greed right now. It's been one of my favorite masterminds this season. I know if you've watched me in the last couple of months, I had a huge push for rank 1, and I sort of fell in love with Greed. I really felt like it was consistently balanced. Didn't have any issues with rolls. The 5 income was lovely. There's no punishment. There's no extra thing on top. No cherry on top. It is boring, like Castle, but not as boring, right? I didn't feel like it was as boring. I don't feel like I have to change my gameplay with Greed like I do with Castle. So, Greed, it's your basic first mastermind. I think it's still in a really good position. So yeah, Greed, A tier. Lock-in and random lock-in. I feel like if I just put everything in A tier, I'm going to look so silly. So I'm just going to let you know right now. It's going to be lock-in in A tier and cash out in B tier, right? Lock-in, random lock-in, they're pretty good, right? They're pretty good, but I'm not going to put it in S tier, and it would be wrong of me to put it in B tier. You get substantially better rolls than Yolo, and you have a reroll, right? And then you have the option of the random, right? The random probably puts it like right in between, like an A plus or a high A. But I've also seen some really bad, just overall not random lock-in, any lock-in, right? Any lock-in is of course generated by the game. And so you'll get some Poda, Priestess of the Abyss as your arcane tank. Come on. Or you'll get like a Holy Avenger as your only swift slash natural tank. So those little bits sort of take it back a notch. But I still really do think lock-in is amazing. Um, I'm never anyone to say like nerfs, but think about taking some gold away from random lock-in, and it might be in the B tier, maybe a little more balanced. But no big ish. Big ish? What am I, a teenager? Cash out. B tier. Right? I think cash out B tier. You give it those couple extra gold, and I'll put it in A tier. Right? If you take the gold from random lock-in and you give it to cash out, we can flip them. Right? We can flip them. See what the devs can do if they want to mix stuff up. But I'm just always thinking about, because of that gold threshold, you don't get that Sakura with the extra worker. You don't get certain things as cash out with that extra worker that you did back when it was 273 gold, 274, and you were able to hit those thresholds, right? So post nerf, right? It's been pretty consistently where it is for a while now, but where it currently is in the meta, I think cash out really balanced, middle mark, can give you extra workers, but you have so many situations in the early game where you have 49 gold, 48 gold, right? It's like, come on, nothing is more annoying like that. But also gives you some options, like you get egg, really safe egg. What else? If you're like a nasty bounty hunter player with steeds, I guess you could get away with that. Like there's definitely some cooler options with cash out having so much gold, right? You'd also just start at tier 6 half the time, right? So there's options. But I think this is my tier list. I don't think I need to make any changes. Saboteur stinks. Stash stinks, but in a different way. Please please buff Fiesta. Buff champion if you want people to play it more. I know you love it, Jules, but I'm just not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it. Deadly Sting, one of my buddies, loves playing it, and I'm just not seeing it. You know, I'm just not. And Kingsguard, I didn't even highlight that like the King just got nerfed more, so like that makes Kingsguard even weak when you think about it. Yeah, I don't know. Kingsguard's pretty balanced. Yolo used to be amazing. Now it's not as amazing, but it's still really good. You can get an absolutely home run. Scrapper, I'm loving it right now, but let's not overreact. Cartel, you're either super ahead or super behind. So what's in the middle? Cash out, super safe, consistent. Greed, I'm falling in love. Lock-in is good. Castle is boring. Chaos and redraw so RNG. Megamind, that one gold is worth it if you know how to play it. But I'm Doofus Mcdooface. This was my quickest tier list ever, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.